Broadcasting stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Welcome back to it. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour on this really wet Tuesday. I mean, it's dripping out there. We got, what do they call it? We call them washaways, flash flood warnings and stuff out there. Man.
You can welcome people back, too. They were probably here yesterday. You're welcoming them back in today.
Man, thank you for coming back today and joining me and Jay Morgan Harder. We have a great show today. We're going to talk all things college basketball with CBSSports.com's very own David Cobb at 11:30. You know who we got at noon, don't you? A nooner with Gabe Kuhn. That's kind of like a sweet little opening we should get. Come and have a nooner with Gabe Kuhn. So we got Gabe Kuhn going to join us. We're going to talk a lot of things in the NFL. Did you see Mike Hilton? Did you see him?
Ole Miss Rebel.
Yeah, he's out there. He's recruiting Laramie Tunsil, man.
Oh, another Ole Miss Rebel.
Throwing out things on the Twitter like, yo, man, we need to talk. Yes, you need to come over here and protect the left, the backside of Joe Burrow, baby.
LT to LT.
LT to LT. A lot of NFL news we're going to talk about with him. We also have very cryptic tweets and Instagram messages. We had mushy messages from Aaron Rodgers to Shailene Woodley. How much I love you. Just so you know, I still love you, Shailene. I know I'm a self-centered a-hole. But thank you for sticking with me during the COVID situation. Thank you for helping me with everything.
You're paraphrasing.
I'm paraphrasing, of course. I'm not reading verbatim.
Right.
I ain't got time. The dude, the deadgum thing's this long. He did a dissertation about how much he loved her and how wonderful she was, which is very nice. I mean, go out there publicly and say how nice she was. Why didn't you do something a little bit better? How about you been nice to her the last year y'all were engaged, dude? Now, but anyway, he also put out another cryptic message to his teammates with the Packers. Did you see that one?
I didn't see any of them, John.
What?
I must be living under a rock. I am not seeing the messages that Aaron Rodgers is sending out.
I'm freaking out, man. You didn't see these?
None of them. Not one. John, I didn't even know Aaron Rodgers sent messages that were leaked yesterday.
Oh, it wasn't leaked.
Oh,
he put it out.
Oh, he put it out.
He put it out. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers said, yo, IG, yo, Twitter world. Hello, Twitter world.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He said, hello, Twitter world. And then he came out there and he was like, I love Shailene, and I love all my teammates, and I love everybody. You know what it sounded like to me?
That he loves people.
He also told all the fans to go out there and give love and show gratitude to other people. I love this thing because, I tell everybody to get out there and make the world a better place. See,
every day you say that.
Peace.
Every day you say that.
I do. I want y'all to do that. I want y'all to be sweet. But Aaron Rodgers, for me, we're going to talk about my man with Gabe Kuhn at noon. I'm going to ask you, do you think Aaron Rodgers is coming back? I will actually read you the entire text, by the way, not the Shailene Woodley one.
Wow, so we're going to take his words and try and deduce what this means about his future.
That is exactly what we're going to do.
Wow, I love doing that.
It's called Reckless Speculation at noon with Gabe Kuhn.
I think it's more like we're message decoders, where like people send each other cryptic messages.
Oh, we're like Dan Brown,
yeah.
The dude who wrote that. What was it?
Did he write the
something like
Da Vinci
Code? Thank you. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of it. Sorry, Leonardo. I got you now. And I ain't talking about the Ninja Turtle.
He wrote 3 books of that nature, I believe.
But anyway, we're like Da Vinci Code over here, this stuff. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers, his cryptic messages. Also, did you know Joe Montana doesn't think Tom Brady's the GOAT?
Wow. Who is the GOAT, according to Joe Montana? Jimmy Garoppolo.
Dude, he threw out Otto Graham, okay?
Oh, Otto Graham.
Yeah, he threw out some old school stuff. He also said he doesn't believe there's any GOAT. There's no one that's just greater. He said
goats
different.
exist.
He said there's different GOATs for different eras.
Right.
There's only
his.
one GOAT.
Right. Otto Graham is his, John. His touchdown to interception ratio, 174 to 135, a career completion percentage of 55%.
Dude, that was good. They had a ball that didn't even look like you could throw it back
Which,
then.
usually when you look at old quarterbacks, it's always a negative touchdown to interception ratio.
True that.
And
true that.
always somewhere around 50% completions.
Now, I'm not making reckless speculation about quarterbacks with
Why
this
would you?
statement.
Yeah.
But I can go ahead and I will tell you, Deshaun Watson will not play football in 2022. It will not happen under any circumstances. It's a done deal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't pay attention. Because Rusty Hardin, that's right, Rusty Hardin. You know who Rusty Hardin is?
No.
Well,
I didn't even know it was a done deal.
You don't know who Rusty Hardin is?
No, tell me who Rusty is.
The famous lawyer who gets all the high-profile gigs.
Well, Johnny Cochran.
Well, Johnny Cochran's not with us anymore.
That's right.
That's right.
But he has his firm that gets plenty. Anyway,
Well,
John,
Rusty
who is
Hardin,
Rusty?
Put it this way, Rusty Hardin is the new Johnny Cochran of the day.
Wow.
Yes, well,
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Rusty Hardin said this is what's going to happen. So I don't know if you heard this, but in the court system yesterday, they had a filing that the civil suits, you know that right now Deshaun Watson is currently marred in these civil cases,
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they had a hearing before the civil cases started, which are set to, start very, very soon. The court said that any statement from Deshaun Watson will be able to be used in the criminal case as well. So if he makes these statements in the deposition during his civil suits, they can be used against him. Rusty Hardin said, my overall sense on today's decision by the courts that Deshaun Watson will not, until the criminal investigation against Watson is resolved, Rusty would advise Watson to take the fifth in his deposition in all these civil cases. Rusty feels that it would harm Watson in the court of public opinion, but it's better to be harmed in the court of public opinion than down the road with a jail sentence.
Right.
Now, rosters will already be filled by the time this criminal case goes to court.
Mm-hmm.
So if rosters are already taken, quarterbacks have already been, 32 teams have figured out who's going to play here. They've already got their roster. Yeah, you could get somebody injured. If somehow in midseason my man actually gets out of this, not the civil litigation. I'm talking about the criminal investigation. If he gets out of the criminal investigation without having to do any time or plead guilty to anything, maybe even get probation, whatever he has to plead to or whatever he gets, there's no time for him to join another team. This will be now 2 years that Deshaun Watson has not played in the NFL. What if he is found guilty on certain counts? He won't be playing again in the NFL. I'm wondering right now. I know he will not play next year. I want to know out there, AutoZone text in listener 9, 901-360-8255. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Do you think you'll see Deshaun Watson play in the NFL ever again?
Do you think you will, John? You said no.
I
well,
know.
we don't want to give away the answer.
I'm not giving away the answer yet. You're right. But I'm telling you right now, as Rusty Hardin said that his client will not take the stand in any of his civil case hearings until his criminal case sees a resolution. Basically, layman's terms, if you didn't know, Watson says now, basically what Hardin's saying is if Watson goes out there and talks in these civil cases, it might
He's
harm
going to
him.
get himself in trouble.
He's going to get himself in trouble later for the criminal investigation because you're going to give a little bit of fire to that prosecution who's going to spin it any way that they need to make sure they get their conviction.
Some fine legal advice, John. I would have given the same legal advice, I think. That would be my legal
Rusty
opinion.
Hardin is my brother.
Yeah,
Just
you would
like,
have given the same legal opinion as well, I'm sure.
I got it from him personally, just like James Harden is my kinfolk.
Right, exactly.
Listen, all these Hardens out here, we run together.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
You and Rusty and James.
Me, Rusty, and James.
Uh-huh.
We're out there, destroying things.
That's right.
But I got to talk a little bit about that with my buddy Gabe Kuhn. Also, did you see the KG Paul Pierce Ray Allen beef? I think it's over, man.
Well, they took a picture together.
They took a picture
John,
and posted it together.
Well, John, the beef that everyone was talking about, where it was still hot, happened 30 minutes before that picture was taken. And so we simultaneously now believe that the beef is still hot as ever and also totally resolved.
No, man, here's what happens.
But
Dude,
because
you
the
take
picture
a picture
came out
with
later,
somebody.
right.
Once you take a picture with somebody,
Right.
you're like, you know what? I'm burying the hatchet.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
Hatchet's buried.
Because I don't even like taking pictures with nobody. So let it go. And if I'm going to take a picture with somebody, I
even
must kind of like you a little bit.
I don't even like hatchets.
I know.
That's why we should bury him.
But we definitely need to bury him.
Bury all Hatchets.
Oh, by the way, did you hear about the Antonio Brown situation?
No.
There's like 2 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 of them.
2 Antonio Browns?
4 of them.
There's multiple Antonio
Browns?
Browns?
There's multiple Antonio Browns. One, Antonio Brown, I guess did you see the Mike Evans reveal yesterday on the little podcast?
No, I did hear Antonio Brown criticizing Bruce Arians.
Well, he did criticize Bruce
That's
Arians.
the only Antonio Brown news I've heard.
He sucked up to Tom Brady.
Oh, he got to. The
His
TB12.
best friend is now Ye. That would be Kanye West.
You seem to explain that every time you say the name Ye.
Because I think a lot of people were going to think, listen, if you just said Ye on the radio, I'm thinking, dude, is he doing a drug deal right now on the radio?
Right.
Like, yo, bring me some Yayo.
Well, that's how you draw intrigue, John. You get people interested in what you're talking about by just leaving it there at Ye.
Well, I'm going to not. Well, Ye and AB, so you have YE and AB.
Yeah, 4 letters.
They're inseparable right now.
Yeah.
Did you know that AB went out yesterday, put out a Twitter thing saying that Donda Sports wants to buy the Denver Broncos?
Wow.
Do you know who Donda Sports is?
It's Kanye's company, I'm assuming.
Kanye's sports company.
Don-
and they say that AB, he's like the head of it.
Wow, that's a good person to head up your business.
That's
also,
exactly what I was like. What are you talking about, Ye? And this would also screwed me. He said he could. Right now the Denver Broncos are valued at $3.75 million. $3.75 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry, billion.
Which I don't believe they have the money to buy.
Hold on, no. Kanye, according to Forbes, has $1.8 billion in his bank account. That's according to Forbes.
So he would invest all of his money.
Nope, because you know what he said yesterday? Forbes don't know nothing. He goes, I got over $10 billion.
Oh.
Dude, if Kanye has $10 billion, I'm going to fall over.
Overseas assets.
Dude, whatever. I don't know how.
Tax evasion.
Maybe, dude. If he's got $10 billion, then he can buy that junk.
You know,
but can you imagine if Kanye and AB, like AB running an organization? That would be actually interesting.
No, well, it would be interesting is definitely a good word to use. Also, Donda 2, Kanye's album, the sequel to Donda was supposed to drop today. It did not. Big surprise. For those of you who don't know, Kanye West is notorious for decades now of saying he's going to release an album on a certain date, waiting 2.5 years, and then releasing it then.
I do know that.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah.
But Mike Evans yesterday went out because, AB posted this. Also, by the way, since I'm talking AB heavy, I'm going to bring him up one more time. Did you see him post on his Instagram a picture of his ankle?
No.
Like, I'm talking about not a picture, I shouldn't say that, an x-ray of his ankle.
No, I didn't see that.
And he says, see, I told y'all I was hurt. The Bucs were trying to injure me.
Welcome to football.
Well, guess what? Mike Evans, comes out and says, AB wasn't hurt. He lost his mind in the locker room, saying that he wasn't getting the dead gum ball. In the third quarter, he was mad. Mike says he looked right over at AB and said, hey, big brother, come on, let's go out there. Let's go play some football. And AB told him he ain't going out there anymore. He said Bruce Arians tried to get him to go out. He wouldn't go out. He said AB wasn't injured. AB wasn't complaining about the injury. He said AB just lost his dead gum mind. And then a couple hours after Mike Evans says this, AB takes off the x-ray photo. Turned out it wasn't actually because of what Mike Evans said. It was because he got called out. That was an x-ray that was taken in early October. Had nothing to do with it at the time. He was already coming back from that injury. So AB had to take down some points, some posts, wild stuff. By the way, SEC, baseball. Have you been watching any of it?
No.
I'm all over the place.
I'm 0 for 8. Of all the stories you mentioned today, I haven't heard or seen any of them.
Well, baseball is back. I've watched a lot of it because I have no MLB spring training or anything going on because they can't get their labor negotiations down. Listen, I love SEC baseball, but I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I don't know how they're hitting in the SEC.
You don't like, you said
Tennessee,
last week you don't like the ting?
No, I don't like it. No, I'm not
You're
talking
not a
about
ting
that.
guy.
I'm talking about, have you seen Chase Dolander, the UT pitcher?
Yeah, he throws 100.
Dude, he was like fourth inning throwing 98 miles an hour, and if you put up Jacob deGrom and him next to each other and you watch them pitch, it looks like the same dead gum person.
I have an inside source at Tennessee who says they have 4 guys that touch 100.
Yes, they do. And by the way, Eric Raiselman, he only hit 99 for LSU last week.
Right.
I mean, they got guys out there. These are college baseball players, 97 and 100 miles an hour. You're seeing all day long, all day strong. But the point is, Ole Miss baseball will not go on today. They were playing Arkansas State. If you haven't noticed, it's raining.
That's right. It's raining.
But it's time to do a little bit of a leadoff action. I'm ready to get inside that box, but I want to remind you, how do I get in the box? by helping you get out of the box. Call 901-406-1101. I buy houses. Your house you need to sell, bing, bang, boom, I just sold it. Just jot down this number, 901-406-1101. Throw a phone call over to my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. It's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If somebody's going to foreclose on you, don't let it happen. Call 901-406-1101. If you're sick and tired of renters because it's just blowing your mind, you can't collect your rent, 901-406-1101. If you're just ready to bounce, 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. I'm in the box.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I think we're on different wavelengths today.
What's up, man?
I have a feeling that my questions about our top stories of the day do not correspond with your topics of the top stories of the day.
You know
but
what?
But that means we're covering a lot of ground here. If we came in with the same ideas and topics, we'd be very redundant, you know? We get a good expansive look when we come in this way. Anyway, John, I've got some topics and questions for you today. My first one. There is growing belief, according to Buster Olney, who is a baseball writer for ESPN, there's growing belief that Freddie Freeman, famous Canadian, will not re-sign with the Braves after the lockout, John. So I have to ask you, do you think the Braves find the money to re-sign Freddie Freeman, or do you think he bounces? I guess we only have to go by Buster Olney's report, and I just gave it to you.
I will tell you this. No. I think Freddie's bouncing.
Wow.
I think yes. You know who AA is? Alex Anthopoulos.
You're right.
Do you know who he is?
Once traded his son.
Yes, he would trade his son for a title, and you know what? He got his title last year.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman's going to cost a whole lot of money. They've got what they want out of him. They got that championship. He's been a great leader. It's a young team. He's 32 years old. You're going to have to give him a ton of money. You're going to have to break that dead gum bank. And you know who likes breaking the banks?
Who?
Big market teams. The Braves, they're not bank breakers. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Right.
Chipper Jones was able to stay in Atlanta for his entire career at a hometown discount. I don't see Freddie Freeman giving the hometown discount. He's got his chip, and you know what he's going to do now?
Get paid.
He's now on that tail end of his career.
He's got veneers.
Now he's going to go and get that bank. I'm telling you, Freddie Freeman's going to bounce. Alex Anthopoulos lost his chance. Should have locked him up last year, given him an extension. Bing, bang, boom, everything be cool. But, man, right now he's a reigning world champion. He's going up north.
Fake teeth, though.
Are they fake teeth?
Yeah, those are fake teeth. Also, it's not Alex Anthopoulos that traded his son. It was Al Avila who traded his son Alex Avila.
Oh, yeah. But Alex Anthopoulos, I thought you were saying it more of a
He
just
would.
a general.
Yeah, exactly. He would.
Trade his kid
Right,
for
I
a
didn't-
title, and now that he's got it, he's trading the baby boy of the Atlanta Braves
Thanks,
system.
John. I didn't misspeak. I was right the whole time.
Correct.
Exactly. John, this actually leads me into my top 5 Canadian baseball players because Freddie Freeman is Canadian. Do you want to hear them?
I'm ready.
Okay. Outside looking in, Justin Morneau and Jason Bay, 2 great players, but they're the outside looking in. Number 5, Stubby Clapp. Number
I
4,
like that.
Eric Gagne. Number 3, Freddie Freeman. 2, Joey Votto. And number 1, Larry Walker. Those are my top 5 Canadian
Ooh, I
baseball
have to
players.
agree with actually. I
Larry
will say
Walker, number 1.
Larry Walker, but I will say Joey Votto
Above Freddie.
is
A freak.
a freak when it comes to hit. His plate
2,000 hits
discipline-
before he had 2,000 games played.
I know. This dude can flat out. He has the craziest eye. He makes contact. He hits for power, and he does it all playing for Cincinnati. I know that's got to be painful.
Maybe
for
one
him.
day he passes Larry Walker.
Maybe he does.
John, I have another question for you.
By the way, Eric Gagne, I'm glad you did put at least a pitcher in.
Oh,
there.
Eric Gagne. Oh, man. Eric Gagne loves a good 82-mile-an-hour changeup. Not sure Eric Gagne topped out at like 93, 94. Not sure that flies today in the MLB. John, you
By the
agree?
way, I got a question for you. Do you
Okay.
know who Ferguson Jenkins is?
Yes.
Starting pitcher back in the day.
That's right.
Played for the Cubs, the
Uh-huh.
Rangers, the Red Sox, and the Phillies.
Fergie Jenkins.
Yes, he's actually probably the best pitcher that's a Canadian,
From
so I would
Canada.
probably put him in there.
Well, that's your list,
But
John.
that's
This is my list.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
We all have our own top 5s.
Got you.
Mine isn't definitive, although I'd like it to be, but, that's the way it goes. John, I got another
Did
question.
you have? Wait, where was Justin Morneau again?
Outside looking in. He was
Wow.
behind Stubby Clapp, a career minor leaguer.
Yes, I was wondering how he was
So is
left
Jason.
out. That's
so
why.
is Jason Bay.
I like that.
So
I
is
feel
Jason
you,
Bay.
man. There's nothing like the clap.
That's right. Cutter pitcher Eric Gagne, by the way. Anyway, John, I got another question for you today. This one's a little sillier, okay? This is from Ricky. in New Orleans, Louisiana. John, this is from a listener. Johnny, you ever been to New Orleans, Louisiana?
Yes, I actually lived in Metairie for a little bit. Didn't last very long. Had a job at this place called the Candy Club. Surprise, surprise, New Orleans ate me to pieces.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
I love New Orleans. I got a little pad down
Didn't
there.
sleep much down there.
You didn't?
No.
What, did you get naked, throw beads,
Oh, I did a lot of that.
go swimming?
Yeah, I did a lot of, you know what? I had a great time when I was down there.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway, this is from Ricky in New Orleans, Louisiana. John says, Dear John, as I grow older, I'm losing my hair on my head and growing more on my back. Why does this happen?
You know what?
I don't know why.
I think that's just,
It's life.
it's your grandfather's fault.
Yeah, that's right. It's your mom's
It's
father.
your mom's father's fault.
That's right.
And just so you know, young men out there, go and look at your mom's dad. If he's still with us, and I hope he is.
Or your girlfriend's dad.
Or
You know, if you're dating a girl and you don't want your child to lose their hair.
you know what? That should be a new standard procedure.
Yeah. You're actually dating your girlfriend's father, not
You're
the
like,
girl
you know
itself.
what? Do me a favor. You know, I wanted to have a little boy when I got older. Can I meet your dad?
Exactly.
And if you meet dad and dad's got like flowing long locks, party on.
Yeah, right.
If he doesn't, if he's not around though, ask for some pictures.
Right.
Too, you know?
You're judging every girl you date, you're judging superficially the attractiveness of her father.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes, John.
Your dad is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life.
Good guy.
Also doesn't have any gray hair.
Does
older
not.
than I am. Full head of hair. Great looking dude.
Yeah, where are you going with this, John?
I'm just saying, your mom's, by the way, gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you very much. She appreciates that, I'm sure.
But your dad didn't meet your mom's dad, did?
No, but they didn't think that through, you
Back
know?
then, yeah.
Back then, you
I
know?
don't know if they knew about it back then.
I think they kind of had a good idea when I was born. They're like, oh, there goes the hair, probably. I think they probably knew when I was 6. They were like, oh, it's already falling out.
So if they had a daughter, though, think about it. Because
Female pattern baldness.
the daughter that your dad would have, look at her dad. I mean, look at, you see what I'm saying?
Right. She might have an illustrious, luscious head of hair.
I hate to say, if you have a sister, her kids are going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Unfortunately,
buddy.
I don't have the same genes.
Good luck out there. We got to take a break. We're coming back with my good friend David W. Cobb on the Twitter. He is David Cobb for CBSSports.com. He's next talking college basketball on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world at sports56WHBQ.com or on the Sports 56 app.
So here's what car buyers are facing right now. Most dealerships have little to choose from or maybe some selection, but nothing to get excited about. Not at Auto Universe Germantown. I'm looking at beautiful top-of-the-line late-model cars and SUVs right here on Winchester off 385. Auto Universe Germantown has more luxury vehicles than I've seen in one place in a long time. Lexus, Infiniti, Audi, Jeep. Looks like every brand. How about Mercedes, Nissan, Honda, Chevy, Toyota? Affordable luxury. No haggle pricing. Come on by, ask for Zach. He'll take care of you. There's no wait time for service appointments either right here at Auto Universe Germantown. Call Robert at 901-751-7300 and get in now. Brakes, transmission, tire rotation, battery checks. Top technicians for all makes and models. Even collision repair. Everything you want in one place. 7300 Winchester, just off 385. You're going to love Auto Universe Germantown. Ask for Zach and tell him you heard about him on Sports 56. Finest pre-owned luxury vehicles made affordable. That's eAutoUniverse.com.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication, excellence in veterinary care.
Memphis fans, the Tigers host Temple February 24th at FedEx Forum at 6. It's a Coaches for Literacy game sponsored by International Paper. The GTG 100% campaign continues. Scan your tickets to be entered into the end of the season drawing and win a trip for two to the American Conference Tournament as well as 6 months of ESPN+. February 24th at 6 against Temple, sponsored by International Paper. For tickets, call 678-2331 or visit GoTigersGoTix.com today.
Folks are falling head over heels for these wheels and deals. Colin Johnston here from DeSoto Auto Sales, and it's the season of love. I'm on a mission to help you meet your match. So if you've fallen out of love with your old ride or other dealers have left you brokenhearted, we've got a solution for every situation. Low monthly payments? No problem. Low down payments? You could drive for just a couple bucks down. Trade-ins? We're paying way more than it's worth. And you could even lower your monthly payment in the process. My For the People credit approval process hooks you up with the banks and lenders who want to approve you. It's time to fall in love, Memphis, when you drive a nicer, newer car for less. I'm Colin Johnston, and I'm your dealer. For the People. See all the wheels and deals at DeSotoAutosales.com. That's DeSotoAutosales.com. Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. For example, 2014 Ford Fusion 0 down, $264 per month payment at 5.5 APR for 72 months. Offer absolutely ends February 28th, 2022.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house, and we got David Cobb from CBSSports.com. He joins me every single Tuesday at 11:30. During football season, we talk college football. During basketball season, we talk hoops. It is basketball season. David Cobb, what is up, my friend? You staying dry? You in Memphis? Where are you at in the country today?
In Atlanta right now. So it's dry at the moment, but it rained literally all night. So not great, but it's not raining at the moment. So we're good. We're good. I might actually get out to the driving range a little later. We'll see.
Oh, man, you know what you just did for me? You know I'm the Segway King, right? Did you know this? You better say yes.
I'm really curious to know how you're going to segue me maybe going to the driving range.
Well, because guess what? It's raining cats and dogs outside, and if you need to get some swings in, I know where you can go. That's right. You can go to Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. It's right down the street from everybody because it's located in the middle of the city at 5069 Sanderland, adjacent to the Doubletree East Memphis. Check them out online at SwingSuiteMemphis.com or call today, 901-58-SWING. Book your suite today. And right now, in the middle of the afternoon, head on over there, get some great lunch, food, get great food and beverage service. Erling Jensen's is the bomb diggity. They don't play no games. Plus, you can get some hacks in. You can play any golf course you want, all dry and all full. It's beautiful. Everything you need at Top Golf and the good food from Erling Jensen's Small Bites. David Cobb, did I do it good or what?
Very impressive. Always impressed with you. Ever since I was your intern, I've always had a lot of admiration for your skills. And
I have to say, I've never had a Tinder profile quite as well as the one that you created me. So I want to also thank you for that. But now back to the action. Last night, I want to talk a little bit outside of the box. We don't talk as much. We talk a lot of Tigers. We talk a lot of SEC. But how the heck, who's the real team in the Big 12 that actually scares you? Baylor barely hung on last night.
Yeah, Baylor's also playing down a lot of guys, though. I mean, they've been hit hard by the injury bug. Chamwa Chachua out for the season. L.J. Cryer, Adam Flagler, James Akinjo, all been dealing with injuries. And that's beyond the fact that one of their prime freshmen, Langston Love, never even played this year because of injury. And so the Bears have, honestly, I was impressed that they went on the road against a solid Oklahoma State team and pulled out a victory on a night when they didn't have their best stuff. Like, to me, that's like a championship type of moment for them, gritting through it and winning when it's not pretty. And so I think Kansas is the team to beat in the Big 12. That's clear. But Baylor is good. I don't think Baylor's going to win a national title, though, and repeat because of the injury situation. And after that, we'll see. Texas Tech, when they are on offensively, they are really difficult to beat, and they could absolutely make a run. So I would say out of the Big 12, it's probably Kansas and Texas Tech who you're looking at that have the potential to reach the Final Four. Baylor, gritty, you tip your cap to them with all the injuries they've had. Don't know if they're going to have enough gas in the tank to really go deep in March.
Looking at Kansas, they're right now, like you said, the class. Texas Tech's Red Raiders play defense. If they can score, they're tough to deal with. Baylor's good. The Longhorns are playing good basketball right now as well. And TCU, surprisingly, has been really well. They're 17-8 on the season, 6-7 in conference. I think those 5 teams actually get in from the Big 12. You see anybody else sneaking in?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Big 12 has some teams with really bad conference records that still have a shot to make the dance. Like, for instance, Iowa State is
5-9 in conference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a terrible league record. And the fact that they've still got a shot at reaching the NCAA tournament and are in the field probably as of today is a reflection on, one, the fact that they went unbeaten in the non-con, and then two, the fact that the Big 12 is just a continual series of quad one games. So even losing in the Big 12 doesn't penalize you nearly as much. I think it's going to be real interesting to see on Selection Sunday how the selection committee weighs a team like Iowa State that may very well be 6-12 in conference play versus a team like Memphis that may be 12-6 or even better in conference play. And it's just going to be a fascinating case study and the difference between those conferences, because there's no doubt Memphis is going to have a significantly better league record than some of these Big 12 teams. I mean, as of yesterday, they're technically West Virginia and Kansas State still on the bubble some places in the Big 12, and their league records are even worse. So it's going to be interesting to see how the selection committee handles some of these teams that have really bad records.
And by the way, West Virginia, for all you people out there, if they're playing on the road, bet against them because they're 1-8 on the road this year. They are absolutely abysmal. But at home, they're not that bad, 11-4. Big 12, really good conference. You brought up Memphis, but I'm gonna before I get back to Memphis, I'm gonna go over and stay in the bigs. I want to go to the Big East. Do you believe in the Wildcats, the Friars, maybe the Huskies, UConn, Villanova, Providence? What do you think about these guys? And is the Big East really is it really big, or they kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I believe in Villanova.
Yeah, so I don't know that I think Villanova's got the chops to make a Final Four this year. They've got some good vets on that team, obviously, Colin Gillespie, Justin Moore, Jermaine Samuels, all guys who have been around for a while and guys who are going to keep them at a certain baseline of success, which is what we've seen this season. But I don't know that they've got the elite star power to make a Final Four. And part of that is also due to the fact they don't really have a great post presence either. Eric Dixon can score underneath the basket, but they don't have anybody on that team who is dissuading an opponent from driving to the rim. I mean, I think you can get to the basket relatively easily against Villanova because there is not a rim protector on that roster. And that, to me, is the biggest red flag with Villanova that I see is the lack of a rim protector, the lack of size, the lack of length on the interior. So a solid team, but I'm not real sold on the Big East having a Final Four team. The reality is that Providence is probably a team that deserves, I think Ed Cooley deserves to be in the running for National Coach of the Year. I think he's a slam dunk to be Big East Coach of the Year. But they're probably a team that's going to run out of luck at some point because they've won a ton of close games, and that just can't be the case forever, I don't think. So eventually I think Providence's luck is going to run out. For now, they've been a great story, but, I mean, those are your two top teams in the Big East, and And unless UConn can pull a surprise, as they sometimes tend to do, then I don't know that you're looking at a team from the Big East that has it in them to make a deep run.
Over in the Big Ten, man, it's Purdue Boilermakers all the way right now, it feels like. Jaden Ivey's playing out of his mind. They play really good as a team. Everybody keeps talking about that defense, but dadgummit, they're outscoring everybody and their grandmother. They're the class of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, I think they deserve to be in consideration for a number one seed. But, yeah, the defense is going to limit them in the long run. For now, I still think I ride with Illinois to win the Big Ten. I just think that the likelihood of Purdue getting upset again down the stretch is too high, because if on a given night they are off offensively or not knocking down shots or have guys get in foul trouble, the defense isn't good enough to help them avert an upset. And Illinois is not a defensive juggernaut, but they're at least competent enough on that side to withstand a poor shooting night most of the time. So we'll see. Wisconsin's right there in the mix as well, and not really going to have a whole lot of fallout from the fight with Michigan in terms of suspensions. They're going to lose one guy for one game, and that's it. So it's a three-horse race, I think, between Illinois and Wisconsin and Purdue. I'm still going with Illinois, who's kind of that team I've been with all along. So we'll see. If it comes down to a tie, though, Purdue's going to have the tiebreaker because they swept Illinois.
Yeah, they did beat them twice, man. Double overtime, I believe, in the first time, and then they just beat the brakes off of them the second time. Very interesting games. Now, I got to bring this up since you brought it up. Mentioned it. Wisconsin, they're skating. What do you think it's like right now being a part of Michigan?
Well, Juwan Howard's kind of put them in a tough spot because they're going to play their last 5 regular season games without him, and they're all really important games because it's their NCAA tournament life that's at stake here. They're as bubble of a bubble team as you can be, and their last 5 games are against teams that are either bubble teams or NCAA tournament teams, and they're not going to have their head coach for those games. So that puts Michigan in a tough spot. Granted, they've got a seasoned former 25-year head coach in Phil Martelli, who's going to stand in for
yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say it's not like that.
So that helps. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe it's something that they rally around, but they're going to be going. They're going to be playing Rutgers on Wednesday without Moussa Diabate, who's had some monster games as of late, and they're going to be down Terrence Williams too, who's a role player for them. So Michigan's got to go something like 3-2 down the stretch without Juwan Howard. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, especially when you got, like you said, Illinois, Iowa, Ohio State. But that leads me to my next question. Dude, who's the real Iowa?
I have no idea. So I was trashing Iowa after they lost to Michigan at home last week. And then what do? The very next game, they go out and beat Ohio State by double digits on the road.
I don't know who they are at all.
Real Iowa stand up. They're kind of like Purdue light. They can
score a ton, but they can't defend.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's what I see from Iowa. I don't see Iowa reaching the Sweet 16, but I think that win over Ohio State gives them legitimacy as a NCAA tournament team, because that was a real question. They were like 19, 18 in some of these metrics, top 20 according to some of these computers. And it's like, no, you guys don't have a quad one game. Before they won at Ohio State, their best victory this season was against Utah State on a neutral court. And yet these computers and these algorithms just love them. And that stuff matters because some of that is equated or incorporated into the NCAA tournament selection criteria. So that stuff does matter. And it irks me sometimes when you have teams that have nothing on their resume and no legitimacy whatsoever, that for whatever reason, a computer algorithm out there somewhere loves them and props them up in the comparison game with some other teams that have actually won more games. So anyway, at least Iowa finally got that win over the Buckeyes to show they are somewhat legitimate.
Now, one thing that is illegitimate, and that would be ACC basketball. Outside of Duke, they are trash. Is there anybody outside of the Blue Devils that you think is tournament worthy, and how in the heck did the ACC get here?
Yeah, it's sad. You're talking about a 20-8 North Carolina team that is, I think, 12-5 now in the ACC. That is on the bubble. How insane is that? There's still 2 weeks in the season. They're already at 20 wins. They're 12-5 in their league, and they're not even a lock for the NCAA tournament. That's just wild that the conference is in that position. And I do think North Carolina will make it. They finally picked up a quad one win. So the ACC could end up still with as many as 5 teams in the Big Dance, but aside from Duke, none of them are going to be any higher than maybe an 8 seed at best. And as of today, the only absolute lock is Duke, because Notre Dame or Miami or Wake Forest, any of those teams could stumble down the stretch against a bad team and end up on the wrong side of the bubble. So they could end up, I think, probably with as few as 2, but maybe as many as 5 if North Carolina can get its act together. So all hope is not lost. I think what you're hoping for if you're the ACC at this point is kind of a run like what the Pac-12 had last year, because you remember everybody at this point a year ago was dogging the Pac-12. They looked like a garbage league at this point last season, and then what do? But go on this crazy run in the NCAA tournament with Oregon State and UCLA and USC and all these teams that end up winning games in the Big Dance. If you're the ACC commissioner, that's what you're just crossing your fingers and hoping for at this point.
Now, over in the SEC, just kind of curious, what Auburn, couldn't do anything wrong this year. They still are, great. How the heck did they lose to Florida, my man?
You got to get the ball to Jabari Smith when the game's on the line. When you don't do that, you lose. Dude was on an absolutely legendary heater last week. In their 2 games, he hit 11 out of 15 from 3-point range. And they don't give him the ball with the game on the line at Florida, and they end up getting a terrible look. They end up losing the game, and they end up putting their league title hopes in jeopardy because they got to go to Knoxville on Saturday. And if they lose that game and Kentucky keeps winning, then it's going to end up in a situation where they split the league title, and they're going to be the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament because they won head-to-head against Kentucky. But you don't want to split the league title if you're Auburn. You've had this thing on lock the whole way. And they really squandered an opportunity to maintain a comfortable lead. But I will say if they win at Tennessee on Saturday, I think they're going to be safe because I don't see them losing any of the other games that are left on their schedule.
Yeah, and the fact, though, the fact that is in Knoxville, though, does give me a little pause for concern. And by the way, speaking of Jabari Smith, you can go read an article David Cobb has on CBSSports.com right there. What is he, Freshman of the Week?
Freshman of the Week. Oddly, first time this year that he's won that because he's been so steady, but this was the first time that he really just went nuts.
Well, now, speaking of going nuts, if you're a Vols fan, when you watch that Arkansas game, were you wanting to pull your hair out? That was the worst offensive performance I've seen by Tennessee in a long time. And they were equally bad in the first as they were in the second. They lost to Arkansas 58-48.
When you're talking about bad offensive performances from Tennessee and you say that's the worst one we've seen in a long time, it must be really, really bad. Because, boy, if there's anybody who knows how to play a disgusting offensive game, it's Tennessee. I mean, they've done it several times this year where, it's just like borderline unwatchable. Like that game against Texas Tech back in December, and then they go to Austin and play Texas. You're talking about multiple occasions now where Tennessee has scored barely scored 50 in a game, and it's bad because you're putting on tape multiple times now how to defend yourself. So it's a tough situation. I think in the long run, Tennessee is pretty safe in terms of like getting a double bye for the SEC tournament. Probably going to be no worse than a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. But you want to make sure that what happened at Arkansas does not snowball because I don't think Tennessee fans are going to be real patient with a 1-game exit from the NCAA tournament this year after they went through that exact same scenario last year.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And let's just be real. Rick Barnes, what is basically the reason he's still not at Texas? Couldn't get it done in the Big Dance. And that's where I think UT fans are kind of looking at this team wondering, man, is Rick Barnes going to do the same thing he did at UT, now at this UT? So.
Oh, there's absolutely parallels between their tenures. There's no doubt because, everywhere Rick Barnes has been, he's built the success that he's had, the first wave of success that he's had, even going back to Clemson and Providence, with unheralded guys. And then once he does well with the unheralded guys, he gets better prospects, but then the results either stay the same or actually regress. And you're kind of seeing that at Tennessee. So it's a big NCAA tournament for him. I mean, for them to really, I think, keep the momentum going as a program, they need to reach the second weekend of the Big Dance. And don't misinterpret what I'm saying. If they don't, it doesn't mean that Rick Barnes is a bad coach. Okay, it doesn't mean that Tennessee should fire him. That's absurd. Tennessee fans take it there a lot of times, and that's incorrect. It just means what I'm saying is that to really sustain the momentum as a program, you need to win a couple games in the Big Dance this year.
David Cobb says it better than anybody else. Last question of the day. Tigers have 4 games left, 3 of them at home. If they go 3-4 over these last 4, Temple, Wichita State, South Florida, and Houston to close it out, what do you think their chances are to make the tournament?
I would say it depends on what you do in the AAC tournament. If you go 4-0, I think you feel pretty good going into the AAC tournament. But if you go, say you beat the 3 bad teams and then you beat Houston, I think you lose to Houston. I think you feel okay, but you're going to feel a whole lot better if you at least reach the AAC title game. So that would be kind of my take on it. Is that best to go 4-0, but if you go 3-1, reach the AAC title game at minimum.
David Cobb, I appreciate you so much. Go out there and hopefully you get out to the range today. Enjoy hitting some of those balls. And don't forget to follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb. Read all of his work at CBSSports.com. And don't forget to join him right here at 11:30 every single Tuesday. Be blessed out there, bro.
I appreciate it.
You think you can hit him long and straight?
Yes.
That's Jay Morgan Harder. He's next on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkham for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. Lots of vehicles to choose from at Sunrise. Trucks, SUVs, certified late model used cars, and cars under $10,000. At Sunrise, we specialize in low monthly payments and secondary financing. Come on in, call, or go online to sunrisememphis.com. Schedule an appointment, select your vehicle, appraise your trade-in, arrange financing and delivery. We'll deliver right to your doorstep. All cars inspected and ready to go. Need service or body work? Bring it to Sunrise or go online to schedule an appointment. Sunrise, Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town. Open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town. Grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with Long Neck Domestics 225 Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder in the house. We're about to be joined by Gabe Kuhn. That's right, number 71 from the University of Memphis.
But number one in your heart.
But number one in your heart. Speaking of number one in your heart, do you have somebody that you want to do something for?
That was a hell of a transition, John.
Well, no, didn't you say you were in love with Catherine Zeta-Jones? Oh, wait, no.
I
was on Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I have a fake Sean Connery, limited fake Sean Connery impression.
Well, how did I get time out? How did I get on Michael Douglas?
Because the fake Sean Connery I have is from the movie Entrapment. It's not like the usual fake Sean Connery's from the movie Entrapment, which co-stars
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
A fine movie, a fine film.
See, you bring up the movie, and I started going on a tangent about Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I think you were going to do so. I thought you were going to say some love story about Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She's playing both sides.
Was that your Sean Connery?
He's playing both sides.
Not bad,
He's playing
sir.
both sides.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what we're going to do. By the way, though, I will tell you something. Power to the people. You know what I mean by that? If all the people stand together, you can't deny them. Remember the NFL Combine was going to be bubbled up? Well, now it's unbubbled. Shocker.
Wow, no more bubble.
Because 150 players out of 324 people that were invited, 150 players and their agents came out there and said, if you do not unbubble the bubble, we will not participate. And you know what that means? A lot of people were telling me, yo, NFL should just tell them, if you don't want to showcase your skills, well, dadgummit, don't showcase your skills. Problem with that is 324 people were invited. You have a big NFL combine. You have an NFL network. You actually do the underwear Olympics like it's, what is it, Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, I love Supermarket
I
Sweep.
did too. That's why I threw it out there for you.
I'm not sure that has anything to do with underwear Olympics, though.
I'm just saying you throw it out there like, you know, like people, it's tune-in television. Like people like when they get sick, they sit at home and watch Supermarket Sweep.
Love Supermarket
When you're
Sweep.
staying at home sick during the NFL Combine or
Price
playing
is
hooky,
Right.
you're watching the underwear Olympics.
You know, John, if I could do my own Johnny Cochran, if you have a bubble, we will not shuttle run.
You're such a fool. But yes, the NFL has said that the Indianapolis bubble is now undone. All 150 players and their agents were sent a nice little memo and an email yesterday saying that we're unbubbling it. We will let you bring your doctor, your nutritionist, your own strength training coach, whatever you want to bring, and your agent can come. And they did put some things where they say we would give you the option to make your own decision, but we would like you to stay in certain areas.
Right.
But we're giving you the option.
Right.
So,
don't want to infringe on your rights.
Don't want to infringe on those things. I kind of dig it, man. Yeah. NFL, they back down. Speaking of NFL, we got to talk about, well, a lot of things.
So many.
Antonio Brown, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Joe Montana throwing Tom Brady under the bus.
Wow.
Saying he's not the GOAT.
Wow.
I mean, man. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit of basketball because I'm going to ask Gabe Kuhn, what does he think about the Juwan Howard situation?
You think he has thoughts about Trenton Watford, too? You know where Trenton Watford's from, John?
No.
Birmingham. He went to Mountain Brook High School, played for Bucky McMillan, who is the coach at Samford. How about that? But he played for him in high school. Bucky was the coach at Mountain Brook when that went on.
And now how does this tie into Gabe Kuhn?
Well, you said you wanted to ask him a basketball question. I didn't know if he had thoughts on Trendon Watford.
No, it was more about sportsmanship.
Oh.
I have a feeling that
he doesn't have thoughts on Trendon Watford.
I don't think he does, but I do have a feeling that he doesn't have the same take as I do that comes with the Juwan Howard situation. You know what's going to happen? We're going to do that next. Don't touch that dial. This is Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. There are a lot of ways to ruin your roof. Probably none worse than ice and snow. Google the term ice dam, and you'll understand that standing snow and ice can destroy your home's interior. Call me, 867-0303. Damaged ceilings or interior? It's time to call Brian Elder Roofing, 867-0303. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, so we've been vetted and trained by the best. You've known the name for years. Call me before you call your insurance company. We won't try to sell you a new roof if you don't need one. We'll measure your roof from outer space. Call me, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Hey, Mid-South, the Kia President's Day sales event is in full swing at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and you're going to want to make your move today. Get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and get ready to ride in a 2022 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month. 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month. Both 36-month leases, $27.99 due at signing. Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX, we Gossett, $308 a month. 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. So come see Bobby J. He's going to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte NE 456, $841, MSRP $21,090. Sold N78, $23,215, MSRP $21,515. Sorrento NG 104027, MSRP $31,460. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 must finance through KMF. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22. Dealer stock only.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan Harder in the house. My old partner in crime, Gabe Kuhn's going to join us. Big Kuhn. Big G. Follow him, by the way, on Twitter at G_Kuhn71. Why is he the big 71? Because he played offensive football on the line, man, for the Memphis Tigers. But we're going to talk a little NFL. We'll talk some college basketball. And we are going to do some reckless speculation in this segment. I'm a little fired up for that. Are you ready, Jay?
He's playing both sides.
He's playing both sides. You're a lunatic. By the way, you know what goes great with reckless speculation? Tito's handmade vodka. Life hands you lemons. Make a lemon drop. If you disagree with somebody, make a lemon drop. Or just pour you a big old fat shot. Make sure, though, it's with Tito's handmade vodka, crafted and distilled right down here in the United States in Austin, Texas. Tito Beverage came up with the recipe, baby. It's gluten-free because he uses all corn, no wheat. He stills it. It's slightly sweet, black pepper note, balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or you're drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Gabe Kuhn, how are you doing on this wet Tuesday?
I am doing well on this wet Tuesday.
Are you dry, sir?
I am dry. Yes, I am. In my my home. I am under a roof, so not too many complaints this way.
Well, I'm glad you don't have a lot of complaints. I really am. Were you complaining during the break that I called you because the NFL's over? The NFL's never over, Gabe. You know that, right?
No, of course. Why would, bro? I love having these conversations.
Oh,
why would I complain?
I was just messing with you because I don't know what Jay was saying to you, but usually it's something complaining
Jay
about
says
me.
a lot of crazy things, doesn't he, man?
Yes,
He's
he does.
all over the place.
He is all over the place.
He's playing both sides.
He's a lunatic. Now,
What's this? What's he talking about?
He's
That's
doing
my
okay.
limited fake Sean Connery from the movie Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay, yeah, he's insane.
He's playing both sides.
Okay, you watch it last night or something? Like,
No, it's just that's I think that's the best quote.
It's on the front of the brain.
That's the best quote to do a fake Sean Connery.
Well, wasn't he 007?
He was.
What's one of the famous sayings that 007 has?
One of the names I can't say.
Okay, well.
Money Penny, but there's another one too.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, is that a?
Yeah, let's not go.
Never mind. I don't think I can say that either. But anyway, I'm sorry, Gabe. I got off on a little bit of a sidebar, but I got to ask some serious questions. Have you seen the craziness that Aaron Rodgers is spitting out there in the world?
Yeah, didn't it? It sort of looks like it's all in past tense. It looks like he's ready to move on, and he's going on the Pat McAfee show like right this second. So we'll see. He may make an announcement there, but it really did seem like one of those either retirement posts or him wanting to move on from the Packers. But you know what? This is where we get into reckless speculation because only Aaron Rodgers knows what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. I'm sure he hadn't even told anybody. And also, I was surprised. You know, the biggest surprise from that Instagram post is that he was still, he's still booed up with Shailene Woodley. I thought they called off their engagement.
They have called it off. In fact, she is not even seeing him because he just broke it off with her like a week ago. But he just went on the IG.
On Instagram, he was on Instagram all lovey-dovey.
Oh, no, he said that oh, yes, that's what I'm saying. That's where this whole cryptic text comes from. The first, page was all about Shailene Woodley and how she stood behind him and how, Shailene, you let me chase you for those 2 months and fall in love with you and all this sweet talk from Aaron Rodgers. Then the sweet talk from Shailene Woodley goes straight into this, and this is where you talked about the past tense. He says, to the men I got to share the quarterback room with every day, and goes on to talk about love and all them guys. And he's like, you made every day so much fun, and I'm so thankful for the daily laughs and stress relief you brought me at every week and every year. I love you guys. Dude.
And that's the voice he used in the post, too, which is wild.
Before he took a little MDMA or some X before this dude started tweeting and texting. Because then he goes, into the Friday crew, Cobb, Shelby, Bakhtiari. I loved, again, past tense, every moment we got to spend together in this year. Your love and support was overwhelming, and I cherish the friendship I have with each of you. And then last but not least, he starts talking about the rest of the team. To my teammates, past and current, you are the icing on this beautiful cake we call our job, football. The friendship that we will transcend our collective time in this game, and I'm so thankful for the role that each of you have played in making my life that much better. I love you guys and cherish the memories we've made. Again, past tense. They're just icing, bro.
Icing on the cake?
They're just the icing.
Wow. Honestly, I'm offended. That is so offending. They're not even part of the cake. They're just the icing. They're the outside of it.
They were in that quarterback room, dude.
Unreal.
So, do you think that he is going to retire, leave their organization, or do you just think that he's a raging lunatic on XTC last night?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the final option there.
Raging lunatic on a little
raging lunatic on ecstasy, because I look, I don't think they're going to trade him. At least, I mean, to an NFC team, I don't see them trading him. There'd be very few places they would trade him to, and they'd better get a heck of a return for him. So I just don't know how that's going to go down. Retiring seems pretty weird to me. It's thinking about how much he has to give to the game and how his career has gone. He hasn't won but one Super Bowl, and he's been knocked out of the NFC Championship a million times here in a row when he should have been, and his team should have been, the representative from the NFC. So I'd imagine there's a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth. So I'm just going to go with the fact that I think he's being reflective last night. I don't know if he got into the bottom of a whiskey bottle or what it was, but he was
knee deep in some
Tito's. He was being very emotional on Instagram last night.
I'm telling you, as much love as he was talking about, did you see what he also left for the fans? To all the fans in Green Bay, go out there and show as much love and gratitude as you can in this life. I'm telling you, bro.
You want to know what, too? It's kind of interesting because the fans in Green Bay are kind of fed up with what's going on, with the sort of act that he had in the offseason, acting like he was never going to play for the Packers, ends up playing for the Packers. They fall short yet again. They're kind of fed up and annoyed with all of the things that come with Aaron Rodgers, besides the fact that he's unreal. He's an MVP player on the field. But that's got to be, as a fan, as a media member trying to follow that team, it's got to be frustrating to keep going through these ebbs and flows of Aaron Rodgers and his life.
Man, oh man, Aaron Rodgers and his ebbs and flows. Too bad he's only got one championship. He definitely will never be the GOAT. By the way, did you hear Joe Montana say that Tom Brady is not the GOAT?
Who is?
He said Otto Graham. Sweaty. Joe Montana basically said this. He said, Tom Brady is not the GOAT, and he's not the best to ever play the position. He's the best in his era. There's many GOATs in many different eras. Go all the way back to the beginning of football. The GOAT back then was Otto Graham. Do you agree with actually what Joe Montana?
It's still Otto Graham. To him, it's still Otto Graham.
Well, no, basically he didn't say that Otto Graham. He said Otto Graham was the GOAT in his era.
See, that's a little disingenuous to me because he's going to say, well, I don't think Tom Brady's the GOAT, but he doesn't give an actual answer as to who he thinks is the real GOAT. I think that's pretty.
Well, you know what he's trying to say? He wants you to fill in the blank and everybody go, Joe, you're still the GOAT for me, baby. Do you agree?
You're not.
No,
I disagree with that. It's clearly Tom Brady. And that's just a weird
it's a weird take right when the guy that's a weird take.
Weird hill to die on if you're Joe Montana. To say that a guy who's won 7 championships, went out on top, was an MVP candidate in his final season, leads forever in passing yards, leads forever in passing TDs, didn't throw a whole lot of interceptions. It's kind of a weird hill to die on to say he's not the GOAT quarterback, because he clearly is. It's undisputed.
He's TB12. He's the GOAT. We don't even call him Tom Brady. And he's also Gisele Bundchen's side piece. Now, did you hear about, speaking of, by the way, dying on something, Is Deshaun Watson's NFL career over? He will not play in 2022, in my personal opinion. And you know how I know this? Because Rusty Harden is actually my kinfolk. And you heard what he said yesterday. He said,
called him on the phone yesterday?
Yeah, I called him up yesterday. I was like, yo, Rusty, what's up? He gave me a little blow-by-blow of what happened in the courtroom yesterday. Now the judge says anything that he says in his civil cases can be used against him in his criminal trial. The criminal proceeding doesn't take place until after all the rosters are going to be set for all 32 NFL teams. So he's not going to be able to play in 2022. I don't know if he's going to come back. But again, Rusty Harden said he's going to advise his client not to take the stand in his civil case hearings up until the criminal case sees a resolution. Out of the 22 civil cases, that means 9 are all scheduled before the criminal cases. So there's going to be 9 times where he's going to say, I plead the 5th. It's not going to look good in the court of public opinion, but at least it won't come back to bite him in the rear during when he can actually get locked up. Does he play football again?
Will he play a football again? I don't know, John. I mean, it's tough right now. He definitely won't. I agree with you. Next year seems completely off the table in a lot of ways, unless something substantial happens, whether there's, dropped cases or he pays out some cases and settles, or they sort of figure out some of these. But there's still 22 on the table right now. And I think Rusty Harden is having him do the right thing. Like, if he says something of note in those civil proceedings, that could be used against him later. So Rusty Harden is doing his best as his lawyer to advise him in the right way. And here's something I think, Johnny, we didn't take into account when this all shook out about a year and a half, 2 years ago, is you have 22 different cases. That's 22 different women with 22 different motives, with 22 different thoughts on what justice is for them. So this is not going away anytime soon. And I don't know what a resolution looks like. I think every single resolution for 22 different cases is going to be different. And I'm not sure we took that into account when this all shook out. I think we all figured that it would be moving quick and that there would be a resolution within a year or so. And that's just not the case.
Yeah, and you know that these 22 civil cases, there's going to be a snippet out there, and he's going to be pleading the 5th. So the court of public opinion will basically the die will be cast. People will think of him one way or another. Then he'll have the criminal trial. Who knows what if somehow he skates on the criminal situation? I just still don't know. 32 owners out there who are like, man, do you remember last year when all these women were giving these crazy accounts of him doing all this stuff? We'll be talking about 2022. You know how the world is different today as it was in the past. I just don't see him getting picked up. I actually think we saw the last of Deshaun Watson. But
we'll see. We'll see about that. I think a lot too, Johnny. By April 1st, once we see if any of these criminal complaints become criminal cases, I think that's when we really know. If he has multiple criminal cases against him, then I think we may have seen the end of Deshaun Watson. But the way it stands right now, with basically strictly just civil cases, I think it's still up in the air. But it's just looking worse and worse every day for him. The farther he is removed from his football career, the worse off he is, the worse off everyone is in the grand scheme of things. So we'll see. I'm waiting for that April 1st deadline to see if he actually has some criminal cases and charges brought against him, because that could be really telling about the future for Deshaun.
Yes, it sure could. It's going to be absolutely wild. Now, I got to bring up something that's just totally off base, of course. I don't know if you saw any of this. Did you see any of the AB stuff that's been going around just in the last 4 days?
Well, here's the thing. I saw an Instagram post or an Instagram story or post, which he deleted later.
His X-ray of his foot.
Mm-hmm. And you couldn't really see anything on the X-ray, and he blamed Tom Brady. He said Tom Brady was going to throw the ball to him if he went into the game that day, even though he was hurt, and Tom Brady didn't throw him the ball.
And then we found out today that also that X-ray was 2 months old and was taken in early October.
Yeah, Antonio Brown is I mean, he's just a load to keep up with.
He is a load to keep up with. By the way, this is where it gets weirder,
I don't know
though.
how to feel about the guy at this point. I mean, he's off his rocker. Will he get another chance at the NFL? Probably, at this rate. But he says damning things and proves damning things about himself every day.
He does do that every single day. That is a fact. Now, I got to ask you about the other thing that he tweeted about. Did you see where he put out the Instagram thing that Donda, I don't know if you know what Donda Sports is, but there's a guy named Ye.
Of course I know what Donda Sports is.
Well, how do you know these things?
Because, Kanye, I know who Kanye West is.
So when I say Ye, you don't need an explanation that I'm not talking about a bag of blow?
By the way, Kanye is supposed to drop Donda 2 today.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen, dude. Let's be real.
Yeah, of course he's not. But all of his fans are going to be so happy, that he's making them wait. They're going to be very thankful for it.
You're probably right. By the way, the reason I bring this up, because this is where I got completely, my mind blew up. Of course, AB's gone on rants about the Bucs, about the Bradys. Mike Evans also came out and said that AB wasn't hurt. He was mad he wasn't getting the ball. Mike Evans threw him under the bus. But then, I guess to change the spin, AB sets out there and says, Donda Sports wants to buy the Denver Broncos. Did you see that at all?
I read a report about Kanye wanting to be part of an ownership group going to buy the Denver Broncos. I didn't hear it was Donda Sports in particular.
Well, Donda Sports, yes, this is the great thing. Do you know who they say the president of Donda Sports is?
Antonio Brown, yes, I know that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, could you imagine Antonio Brown being the president of Donda Sports? Kanye, by the way, according to Forbes, has $1.8 billion, which is a lot.
So what we're getting at is Antonio Brown being the majority owner of the Broncos?
Yeah, being the president of Donda Sports. Ye would be the majority owner, but they say Antonio Brown would run the day-to-day operations. How crazy would that be if we never saw him play on the field again, and then in a couple of years my man's owning the Broncos? Hanging up in the booth.
That would be a fairy tale ending for him, wouldn't it?
Heck yeah,
After
it would
all
be.
this, I mean, good Lord. He basically implodes his entire NFL career and ends up on top. I think a lot of people would be dissatisfied with that because there's certain things that Antonio Brown has done that have not put himself in the good graces of the court of public opinion. He's had a lot of cases when it comes to the sexual assault case, him throwing couches off a 10-story balcony.
Beating up a delivery driver.
I mean, of course Kanye's the guy who pulls him out of that because Kanye's crazy himself. I guess they're sort of like-minded, but that would be one of the craziest sports stories in the history of ever.
I'll tell you one thing. I would love it because I would never have enough. I would have to extend Hardwood to a whole hour.
Do you think the Broncos would be well off with AB as their majority owner?
I wouldn't say well off, but they would definitely be. They'd be different. They would definitely stand out. So
I hear you.
It'd be wild to see. Now, speaking of stuff that stood out to me. I want to get to the Michigan thing in a minute, but first I want to ask you, what do you think about the NFL basically doing what I said that they should do and give in to the demands of over 150 players and their agents that they were not going to come to Indianapolis for the Combine because they were put in the bubble? NFL comes out and say, we are unbubbling. Right move by the NFL or wrong?
Right move. The NFL said March 1st through 7th, we're going to make money. Okay, so if we have to unbubble, we're going to go ahead and do that. And here's the other thing. At this point, with where we've been with sport, with where the virus is right now, Omicron variant, sort of, we've hit the peak and we're on a down slope. I don't know if there's going to be another variant.
All you got to do is smoke. All you got to do is get a little CBGA and a little CBDA, bro. You know that, right? I'm into the pandemic.
Okay, well. I didn't know about that.
You didn't know
What's
this?
CBG? What's CBG?
Oh man, it is. I don't know the exact words because they're too big for me. CBD and CBG are two cannabinoids. I can't say them because it's just way too big of a mouth scramble. But they the CBGA and the CBDA are the acid forms of it. If you get the full spectrum hemp, you eat that stuff, and it prevents the coronavirus from sticking its old spike protein in you.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
I think I sent you that article, didn't I? I didn't know it was CBG though.
Yes, you did send me that article.
I think I sent you that article. But no, I at this point I don't know why we need to be bubbling up in the old form of what we thought of with a bubble. These guys need to be able to have access to their dietitians, to their physical therapy programs,
Their doctors, their agent.
Yeah, to not let them do that, to not let them leave the premises, I think would have been way too much. It would have been an overstep. It would have been overkill. And here's the other thing. They can just go ahead and go to Pro Day and get their hand times and get better times at their Pro Day. So they're not worried about running at the Combine if they know that a lot of people were going to opt out. So I think the NFL made the right decision. They're going to make their money again. They're going to put themselves in a better position. Everyone wins because of what the NFL did.
I agree with you 100% because I love the Underwear Olympics. By the way, do you remember the Lingerie Bowl?
The Lingerie Bowl?
Yeah, what happened to
I remember
that?
the Lingerie Football League.
Yeah, dude, but they used to have the Lingerie Bowl. Like, that was like the big one. But anyway.
Wasn't that, well, yeah, that was the championship.
That
right?
was the championship, yeah. But, you know, that like, listen, I tuned in. I can't watch all the sports, but I always turned in for the big game, you know. Now, I got to ask you.
Do they have a Pro Bowl in the Lingerie Football League?
I'll tell you one thing. They should have a Hall of Fame. Got a couple people that I would definitely.
Do they all go into the Hall of Fame? Is that what you're gonna?
No. I'm gonna handpick. You know me. I'm not letting everybody in.
It's not the Hall of Good, is it?
No, it's not. It's gonna be the Hall of Great. Now,
okay.
Last but not least, my man Juwan Howard got 5 games. I actually am not asking you if you think that's fair. I think 5 games the rest of the regular season. He also won't be able to be there at practice. That's fair. That's fair. I'm cool with that. I'm more concerned about how is it that yesterday the majority of the talk was about getting rid of the handshake line and getting rid of this. I just wanted to say this, like, why don't we address and confront the actual problem than trying to address a tangible side object that, like, in this whole ordeal, like, I could not believe yesterday we should get rid of the handshake line. Like, a fight broke out. And you're blaming on the handshake line? How about talk about the man Juwan Howard who threw a smack?
Yeah. Look, with that situation, I got annoyed a lot yesterday because there's a lot of people calling for Juwan Howard's head. So, he should be banned for life. He should be fired. Like, everybody calm the hell down. If this happens again, suspend him for the rest of the year like they did. Like I said, they probably would. And then if he does it again, then we can have these conversations. But I thought a lot of people took it over the top. And then I thought even there was people taking it over the top defending him, acting like Greg Gard should serve the same suspension as him.
Yes, I know.
Right?
It's
So
insane.
I think that whole conversation, Johnny, I don't know how you feel about it. It was very exhausting yesterday, that conversation in general. But no, the people saying the handshake line should be omitted. I mean, why do we have to change things for the sake of changing them because one thing happens? How many handshake lines have we had this year? We have 350 college basketball teams. How many fights have broken out because of the damn handshake line? 1, 2?
Dude.
It's just, my gosh, we've been doing it for how long at this point? 50 years, right? Just, I don't understand why we have to act like everything's changed. If someone doesn't want to go through the handshake line, they shouldn't be forced to go through the handshake line. But other than that, we don't have to put a complete stop on the damn thing because one guy throws an open-handed half slap at an assistant coach. It's just.
Well, what's the difference? What's the difference, Gabe, in them being required now to go through handshake lines and requiring them not to go through handshake lines? Why is one requirement okay and the other isn't?
What do you mean?
I don't even know what he's talking about. Again, this man's
Yeah,
like,
what are you talking
whenever he speaks, you know what I feel like? I feel like Ken Kissey at the acid test.
Did you understand that question?
Actually, I did. He's playing both sides. No, actually, I kind of get what he's saying. He's saying, you don't have to force everybody, but what's the difference in forcing everybody and now that they are forcing? Basically, what he's saying is he doesn't believe if you don't force them that people wouldn't be shaking hands. And I'm going to say, dude, sportsmanship is not dead in this country, brother. Come on now.
I don't get why we have to completely stop handshake lines just because. Hey, look, I'm not going to lose my mind if people decide they don't want to go through a handshake line, but I don't know why we have to stop it just because one sort of open-handed slap.
But that's not how it works, Gabe. They are required to go through the handshake line right now. It's not an optional thing.
Oh, yes, but please get off the optional of handshakings because, again, this is not fixing the problem. Who, by the way, the problem was Juwan Howard's situation. The handshake line right now is not the issue. It's actually Juwan Howard who is going to be looking at himself.
I think the conversation is getting dumbed down by the fact that we're talking about ending handshake lines.
So you give no credence to the idea that handshake lines should not exist anymore as a separate issue.
I don't like this line of questioning, first of all.
Did you wait, Gabe, how many handshake lines did you go through at University of Memphis?
Several. We meet at the middle of the field and we shake hands.
That's not a handshake
and
line.
You dap it up.
I mean, it's sportsmanship. It's what we've done.
Amen.
I don't see why that needs to change because of this incident in particular.
Well, it wouldn't be directly as a result of this incident per se, but it might be a separate issue, which is why I think it came up yesterday when the opportunity presented itself.
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a out on this one, Gabe, because my time has come and gone with you. I hope you enjoy your wet afternoon. Thank you for your time. Have a blessed day. And just so you know, I love you, man. I'm doing Aaron Rodgers, all right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, real quick.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he was on the Pat McAfee show, and he said we may have had, there may be some credence to what we were saying about his Instagram post. He said he came out of a 12-day cleanse, and his first thought was intense gratitude for everyone in his life. So maybe he did have some fun after the season ended.
Gabe Kuhn, be blessed. Listen to him from 3 to 6 every single day on Sports Time with Brett Stats Norsworthy, and check him out at noon on Tuesday with me. Jay Morgan is crazy, but you know what? He's not stupid crazy because he knows where to go get his clothes. 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch at Frontier Western Store. They got it going on. You know, today would be a good day to have rain boots. You know who has rain boots? Frontier Western Store. They also have work boots, dress boots, hiking boots. Man, they got it all. If you can name a boot, they got galoshes probably. Frontier Western Store has the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. You can see it from outer space. Plus, they have all the jeans you need from Ariat to Wrangler. The ladies, we got you covered with the Ladies Boutique. They got Girly Girl, Miss Me, and so many other brands. We got you covered at Frontier Western Store at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Family owned and operated since 1967. And don't forget, you can shop 24/7, 365 at FrontierWesternStore.com. Hardinwood's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
As football winds down and basketball really heats up, there's no better place to enjoy all the action than at Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young. Sweetgrass Next Door is just the right size, not some giant chain and not some hole in the wall. It's the perfect neighborhood bar, and it's the perfect place to catch a game. But make no mistake about it, if you don't care about sports, you'll still be happy at Sweetgrass Next Door. Sports are on the many high-def TVs, but they're not blaring at you, drowning out conversation. If you love sports but you have friends that don't, bring them to Sweetgrass Next Door, the bar that puts neighborhood in neighborhood bar.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to sing it.
We're singing words now.
We'll even sing the business part.
Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive.
Now that's a commercial you'll remember, even if you don't remember the bundle and save with Progressive part.
We're singing that commercial.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is the end of the jingle. A jingle about insurance.
Hey, Mid-South, the Kia President's Day sales event is in full swing at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and you're going to want to make your move today. Get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and get ready to ride in a 2022 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month. 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month. Both 36-month leases, $27.99 due at signing. Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX, we Gossett, $308 a month. 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. So come see Bobby J. He's going to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte Indy 456, $841, MSRP $21,090. Soul N78, $23,215, MSRP $21,515. Sorrento NG 104027, MSRP $31,460. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 must finance through KMF. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22. Dealer stock only.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. And again, big thanks to Gabe Kuhn who joined us. We talked all kinds of things in the NFL, all the way to college basketball. And you can listen to him every single day, 3 to 6 right here on Sports Time with Brett Stats Norsworthy. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house with me. We're about to go and talk a little Hardwood, you could say. But before we get there, I have to remind you, how do we get Hardwood? Well, a lot of times we get it because we go to Getaway Sports Bar, which is open at noon till 1:30 a.m., 7 days a week. They got 6 pool tables, 15 TVs. It's the best sports bar on planet Earth. They got everything you need from the coldest beer in town to great bar grub. Check them out at 4632 Winchester Road. That's 4632 Winchester Road. Get on down to Getaway Sports Bar. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Well. Did you hear about 2 crazy stories?
Yes, I heard about both stories.
Do you know which stories they are then?
Not a clue.
Idiots running on the fields.
Oh, and one in the producer's room, too.
Well, at Petco Park, you know where Petco Park is, right?
It's in San Diego.
It is in San Diego. Last Friday, around 10 a.m., they were restoring the Petco Park and turning it back into a baseball field for the upcoming, keep your fingers crossed, 2022 MLB baseball season. So they're out there, getting the ground, doing the infield, doing what, I don't know, man. Are you a turf guy?
No, I'm not a maintenance guy.
Throwing some field fertilizer, watering some things?
Yeah, watering some things, planting some grass.
Cutting some grass, planting grass, smoking grass.
You clip it, well, maybe not the last one, but clipping it with, scissors. Isn't that what you do when you manicure a field?
Well, yes, I think you do stuff like that.
Thanks.
But anyway, so they're trying to get the ballpark ready. And then all of a sudden, guess what happens?
What?
A white SUV comes barreling out of the tunnel from nowhere, hops up on the field, starts doing donuts in the center, in the middle of the deadgum Petco Park, driving all around Petco Park. And let me just tell you a secret. You know how you can tackle a human being?
You can't tackle a car.
You cannot tackle a car. Oh, my goodness.
Although I've been to a few monster truck rallies, John.
I don't think they had a monster truck just handy to just go over there and smash it.
Well, that was that lack of foresight then, it sounds like. Maybe if they would have been prepared for this situation, they would have had one sitting around waiting.
The weirder situation is, though, the man is now finally in custody. He was on the lam since yesterday. Do you know how he got arrested?
On the run from Johnny Law.
He was on the run from Johnny Law. Hops up in Petco Park, does some donuts in the center, in the infield, does some donuts in the grass, ruins the field for a while, and then takes off.
That's right.
Do you know the only reason this man was caught? Because of a good Samaritan named,
wow.
Ryan Carlson.
Oh, big Rhino.
They're celebrating Ryan Carlson in San Diego right now today. The San Diego Tribune put his name out there. They're like, this man is the only witness who thought fast enough to pull out his phone and take a picture of the license plate. Without this man coming forward, sending this to the police, he'd still be on the lam, brother.
Wow. A citizen's arrest.
Citizen's arrest. Well, the
I don't think
police
that's what a
actually
citizen's arrest is, yeah.
I don't know if we even have. Do we have? Can you? What is a citizen's arrest?
I think you could do a citizen's arrest. Let's look it up.
You look that up while I finish this story.
Okay.
So, that happened in San Diego. Did you know? I don't know if a lot of people didn't know this. Did you hear about the guy who ran onto the Super Bowl? Did you see it?
Yeah, no, I saw the video leading up to it as well.
Did you? Oh, did you see when how? Okay, so first I got.
So he's sitting up in the stands.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Hold on, let me get to this. This guy's got a crazy story. So this dude's 20 years old. His name is Joseph Duran. He just started a party company. I have no idea what that means. It's just he said I just started a party company, and he says I needed to, figure out a way to promote my new party company. So he thought to himself, and he talked out with his friends. They're like, dude, why don't you run out on the Super Bowl? And he's like, yes, what a great idea. Well, check this out. He didn't even have tickets to the game. Did you know that?
What?
Nope. My man goes out there and says he's scoping out the stadium. He goes over to a VIP area where only VIPs can get in. He goes up to a guy, and then he says he pays this random employee $50 to borrow his lanyard to get into the striking point. He gets past the striking point, so he's in the stadium. And then he says he has to survey all kinds of things to figure out how to get from the second level all the way down to the field seats. So he works on it. He finally gets down there, and then he's at the last point. He's got to jump onto the field from like the second row. Like it's like 10 feet or something.
Yeah, not a huge jump.
And he brought a sign with his party company on the sign. So he says he jumps down. He's ready to run on the field. He pulls out his sign, and guess what he does? Right before he pulls out his sign, he drops.
Trips and falls,
gets up. The party sign is flagged. Nobody saw his party company sign. He runs around, he gets tackled. And then this is where the story gets weird. So, he was asked, do you think it's worth it? Would you do it again? And he says, absolutely, I'd do it again. I'm not allowed to ever go to the stadium again. I'm banned. He said, but I wasn't arrested. He said they told me, they handcuffed me very tightly. They walked me back to a little room in the stadium. They talked to him for a minute.
Stadium jail.
And then they told him that because there are just, the jails are overcrowded right now, we're not going to take you in, but you have to leave the stadium immediately. You're never allowed to come back into the stadium, blah, blah, blah.
Petty play.
And now he's going TMZ bragging about how it was the smartest decision he ever made because now he says his party company, people are looking for it instead of actually knowing because they found out like the dude couldn't show his sign.
Right.
But now people are like looking up and he says his business is booming.
Heady play.
It's pretty heady play. Are you surprised that you can run onto the field at the Super Bowl, sneak into that junt, and you don't even go to the clank?
No.
You're not?
They're pretty overcrowded prisons, John. Anyway.
Wow, I just thought that was
That's
wild.
an interesting story regardless.
So which one is more crazy?
You also can perform a citizen's arrest, by the way.
Okay, how do you do it?
A private person may arrest another for a public offense committed in the arresting person's presence, or when a felony has been committed and an arresting person has reasonable cause to believe that person arrested committed a felony.
Okay,
so it
time out,
seems
hold
very
on.
subjective here.
Okay, this does seem very subjective. But like, let's say you're actually smoking a left-handed cigarette. You're chilling, talking to your buddies.
That's not a felony.
It's not a felony. So if you're just smoking a joint.
Oh, that's a public offense, though. Wow, so you can perform a citizen's arrest.
Could you imagine?
You'd have to have handcuffs, though.
Excuse me, sir. I need you to put that junt out.
Is that how the person performing the citizen arrest would talk?
You know it's how they're going to talk.
That's how they would talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't like the smell of your reefer.
My sinus is racking up today. But I'm going to have to ask you to put your hands behind your back.
I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, neither do I. John?
Hello, Jay.
In Denmark. You know who lives in Denmark?
In Denmark. No.
The Danish. Well, Danish police seek information on an apparent escaped kangaroo. This is in Denmark.
Hold on, time out. Kangaroos in Denmark?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a zoo. To help residents identify the marsupial, police say the animal enjoys hopping around. It's also the only kangaroo in Denmark. So I feel like that would help you a lot. I'm not sure why police gave descriptors that the kangaroo enjoys spotting around. If spotted, it's also being reported, John. If spotted, the kangaroo responds to good eye and shrimp on the bobby.
So does he work it out back?
No. It's a
just what they-
kangaroo. Kangaroos can't work in restaurants, John. That's ridiculous.
You know what? That's a great point.
Patently absurd what you said.
Do you know what's so funny?
What?
I just got a text that says, dude, what's that guy's name again? I want to look up his party
No,
company.
come on. We can't give him any more publicity.
Joseph Duran. Look him up.
JD.
I love Jack Daniels, by the way. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
dude. It's a good, heck of a beverage.
It is. It's a good beverage.
Not as good as Tito's handmade vodka, though. I'm a vodka man.
Nothing is as good as Tito's handmade vodka.
John, I got another story for you. This is a local story, too. I saw it on the news last night.
Uh-oh.
On News Channel 3.
Do-do-do-do-do.
At a Family Dollar distribution center in eastern Arkansas, I believe it was in West Memphis, Arkansas, over 1,000 dead rodents were found at the Family Dollar distribution center in West Memphis, Arkansas. This would explain Family Dollar's new marketing slogan, Family Dollar, King of the Rats.
Dude, what?
So 1,000 rats were found dead in a Family Dollar.
No.
I'll go again.
Time out. Hold on. Like, you're being serious.
No, I made that up. I'm being serious that 1,000 rats were found in a Family Dollar distribution center. I made up their new slogan, Family Dollar, King of the Rats.
I like
that.
That
was
one.
fake.
But how did 1,000 rats get in a Family Dollar? What is this, the Pied Piper? What up in a Family Dollar?
Yeah, there was also birds in there, but there was a lot of dead rats. There was a lot of live rats, too. Word has it, this is what I heard, John, the rats formed a labor union, and then the birds weren't having anything of it, so they made an example out of the rats. And now it's a warning to the labor workers at Family Dollar. If you form a labor union, birds will kill you.
Whoa. That's pretty heavy.
I made that up, too.
By the way, you want to speaking of something that's dangerous? Have you ever heard of the Iditarod?
Yes.
All right, so you know it's a race.
That's right.
It's like up in Alaska, right?
That's right.
And it's
They
really
race-
cold.
Yeah, no, it's cold.
And they have a dog sled, and they
Yeah.
have it, and then the person just stands on a sled.
That's right.
It feels like the only danger you would have is being frozen to death. Is what I would think, right?
Yeah, frozen penis.
Well, that's what happened to our, our Olympic skier.
No, I know.
Twice in his life.
Yeah.
I would quit that sport, number one. But
You know what another name for the frozen penis is?
No.
Chili Willy.
You're so funny. Well, let me tell you something. Chili Willy is not the only thing to be fearful of when you're doing the Iditarod, because I found out, do you know what happened just yesterday? Bridget Watkins, she's from Fairbanks. She shared a story yesterday about the most horrific 24 hours of her life.
In the Iditarod.
Well, no, she was practicing for the Iditarod. She went out on a 52-mile run, okay? That's just how they do it, man. They 52 miles. These dogs they're in great shape.
Right.
And the only thing you have to worry about is not getting a frozen willy.
The Iditarod itself is 938 miles, so this is not
Just-
even close to a 10th.
She's
a
20th.
$20th.
She's just doing a little
Just
warm up.
practicing.
Just practicing.
Right.
Well, it was a bad day to go practicing because guess what happened to her?
She got in a snowstorm.
No. She got attacked by a wild moose.
Oh, wow. Moose are large, too.
Dude, do you know how big a moose is?
Huge.
Okay, put it this way. A moose is 7 feet tall at its shoulders and 1,400 pounds. That's the average moose.
Yeah, a moose can get up to 7 feet tall and 1,500 pounds.
Well, the average is 7 feet tall and 1,400. So I don't know if this was an exceptional moose or just the average.
Right.
But it's a
Right.
big moose, okay?
It's a large moose.
Put
Heck
it this
of a
way.
moose.
I'm going to tell you, this is the biggest moose you've ever seen because she says that she's just chilling like a villain. Her dogs are mushing. She's going through her little run. And all of a sudden, the moose comes out and starts chasing her. Moose, you know what? The moose are very fast, by the way. The moose get all the way up there. You know what she does? She pulls out her pistol. She comes prepared. She unloaded the clip in the moose's head. Do you know what the moose did?
Attacked.
Kept coming.
Yeah, attacked.
The bullets bounced off the moose like he was Superman. Then he starts attacking the dogs. This thing gets so sad and scary. So she's out there stuck for 20. She says the moose is attacking her dogs. She said she's running around cutting her dogs free. She did save her dogs. Some of them were very injured. A lot of great vets helped out the dogs. But man, I had no idea. Like, I thought the only thing you had to worry about was a frozen willy. Turns out, if you run into a moose, bro.
So here's some moose facts for you. Number
All right.
one, don't approach a moose during mating season. That's big no-no number one. I don't know if it's mating season or not.
I don't either, man.
But if it is, don't approach a moose during mating season. If you're attacked by an aggressive moose, you are to curl up in a ball, protect your head with your hands, and hold still. Which is the opposite of what you do for a bear attack, you'll remember, John. You remember what you do for a bear attack? We talked about this.
You run.
No, that wrong answer. Terrible thing to do with a bear attack. It'll
Run
chase
side
you.
to side?
No, you don't run at all. You stand your ground, get really tall, get big, get your hands over your head, say, hey bear, hey bear, hey bear. You have to make believe like you're a predator, and the bear gets scared and will retreat. Because bears are really just protecting their young. But not for a moose. A moose, you get small and curl up in a ball.
Yeah, well, because a moose will beat the brakes off of you. Woo-wee, it's kind of scary thinking about them. You know what's not scary, though? Going to Central Barbecue. Because you know that every single time you get there, it's going to be the best barbecue you've ever had in your life. Because smoke is their sauce at Central Barbecue. 4 great locations. Downtown Central Summer and the new bad boy on Poplar. You can also go to eatcbq.com, ship that barbecue anywhere in the world. Give them a call. Are you in a hurry? It's raining outside. You want curbside pickup? Guess what? They got you at Central Barbecue. And if you go to eatcbq.com, you can ship that barbecue anywhere in the world. Sausage cheese plates, barbecue nachos, pulled chicken, smoked turkey, ribs. Everything at Central Barbecue is simply the best. We'll be back in 2 shakes to close this day out. It's a very wet day on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the Kia President's Day sales event is sure to make all your customers happy at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
We are ready to make you smile. Check it out. 2022 Kia Forte LXS, we got it covered at $199 per month. And a 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month. Both $27.99 due at signing.
Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $308 a month, $34.99 due at signing, and all 36-month leases. And they all come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
Ask for Jeff Allen, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com. All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte, NE 456, 841, MSRP 2109, Soul N78, 23215, MSRP 21515, Sorento NG 104027, MSRP 31460. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, must finance through KMF, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
The Family Leisure family is growing, and they want you to help them grow even more. Family Leisure is now hiring for multiple positions. They're looking for self-motivated, goal-oriented people to come and join their family. Some of the positions include sales for swimming pools, hot tubs, and patio furniture. There's sales and associates for chemicals. Parts and service department associates are needed. Service technicians, you got to have a valid driver's license, and cashiers are needed too. Family Leisure is also looking to add to their installation crews for building above-ground pools. Send your resume to Family Leisure now, 2120 Whitten Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38133, or email memphis@familyleisure.com. You can also call 901-371-9090. So come and join the family at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun and you all come together.
Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing is now currently hiring all positions. If you're ready to take your career to the next level, please apply today. Choate's is offering huge sign-on bonuses to seasoned technicians, plumbers, installers, and air duct cleaners. At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, we offer a career, not just a job, by putting you in a paid training program to develop your technical and customer service skills to best serve our customers. Choate's offers top pay in the Mid-South, weekly pay, paid vacation and holidays, company matching retirement account, health, dental, vision, and life insurance, and Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthday bonuses. If this sounds like an exciting opportunity for you, then we should talk. So call us at 347-8086 or apply online at ChoatesHVAC.com under the careers link. Come, join our family.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. There are a lot of ways to ruin your roof. Probably none worse than ice and snow. Google the term ice dam, and you'll understand that standing snow and ice can destroy your home's interior. Call me, 867-0303. Damaged ceilings or interior? It's time to call Brian Elder Roofing, 867-0303. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, so we've been vetted and trained by the best. You've known the name for years. Call me before you call your insurance company. We won't try to sell you a new roof if you don't need one. We'll measure your roof from outer space. Call me, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
My friends feel it's their appointed duty. They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Hopefully you're having a dry Tuesday because it's a very wet one out there. I can promise you that. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house again. Thanks to David Cobb from CBSSports.com who joined me to talk college basketball. Thank you to Gabe Kuhn, who you can hear from here 3 to 6 today, with Brett Stats Norsworthy for joining me to talk all things NFL, from Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, all kinds of wild stories. But you know what? Got to tell you one thing. Did you see this, by the way, for the Ole Miss people out there?
Yes.
The Ole Miss game has been postponed today against Arkansas State. But not only that, did you know Matt Luke, the former Ole Miss football coach?
He's stepping down, right?
He stepped down from the University of Georgia. He was their assistant head football coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was their offensive line coach. Kirby Smart came out and said he's been an invaluable part of the staff and played a great role in helping us win a national championship. They're appreciative to everything that he's done. He went out there and talked about how being able to play in the SEC, compete in the SEC, coach in the SEC. He's had 23 great years, and now he's hanging it up. And to all the players, he said that he's had an opportunity to coach throughout the years. He just wanted to say thank you for trusting me and allowing me to be your coach and play a small role in your lives. Pretty good for my man, Matt Luke. Now, are you ready to give me some bets?
I don't have any today, John.
Excuse me?
I didn't do my job today. I didn't look through Greg's picks. I didn't do it today.
Okay, time out. So I come into work today. I got like 7 great stories.
Hadn't heard of any of them.
You hadn't heard of a one.
Not one.
Then I ask you for some bets, and you're like, so let me ask you a
question.
question.
Well, John, I'm nothing if not consistent. From 11 to 1 today, I gave you the same work all day. Nothing.
You did give me a nice Sean Connery impersonation.
Flambeau charge.
Yes, you are. Now, Oklahoma plays Texas Tech. The Red Raiders are your former basketball team. Is Texas?
Where is it at?
It's in
Norman?
What is it, Lubbock?
It's on Lubbock. Oh,
It's
yeah.
in Lubbock.
Hammer the Red Raiders.
They're at
What's the line?
9.5.
Oh, 9-point favorite?
9.5.
Maybe don't hammer the Red Raiders.
Yes, I was getting ready to say, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm thinking about maybe. What do you think about the under 130?
You know what? Maybe. You know what? Play it, John. I'm game.
Dude.
I'll ride it with you.
Ride with me. Oh, my goodness.
I'll ride you.
Last but not least, Zion Williamson. Did you see they sent out an email to their season ticket holders? Zion Williamson was not there, and C.J. McCollum came
Says
out
he hasn't
there.
talked to him yet.
Hadn't even talked to him.
Wow.
Can I just ask you a simple question? At the very least, can you not just lob the dude a text? Hey, man.
What's
Glad
up,
you're
guy?
With the Pelicans. What's up, dude?
Right. Maybe he's not glad to be
Hope
with the
to be
Pelicans.
your teammate, dude.
I don't think he does.
No, I don't think he does. I think he wants that in New Orleans like a bad habit. Now, coming up next is Grind Time with Pete and Anthony. For Jay, I'm John. Stay dry out there. Get out there and make the world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.